What's the word? What's the word? What's the mother word, man? Tap in. Today we talking about this girl, Courtney Clenney, and how she just recently got sentenced to 6 years for a M. Or wasn't an M? She played down. Y'all get in here, man. Get in here, man. Like, comment, subscribe, man. Get in here, man. Do that for your boy. Do that for your boy. Do that for your boy. Now, if you don't know, if you do know, I'm still gonna lace you up. So let me go and lace you up, man. Courtney Clenney, OnlyFans model. I think it was in 2022 where she was at home with her then boyfriend in their Miami apartment. You feel me? And something transpired to where she ended up lunging a knife into this man. Unfortunately, the gentleman ended up succumbing to his injuries and passed away. And when they went and found the girl, she was at a Florida retreat, if I'm not mistaken. Not a retreat, rehab center for PTSD and also drug abuse. Went and picked her up, and she has been in prison or jail since then. She's been fighting this legal battle, and her whole thing was that at first when it came out, she was saying that she threw the knife at the young man. You feel me? She's saying she threw the knife. She didn't know that, it punctured anything, whatever, Then later on, as the autopsy always does, you got to let the autopsy do the work. In this case, this is a white woman being accused of doing something heinous to a black man, or where he succumbed to his injuries. And they didn't show no remorse here, but I digress. They do the autopsy, and they find out that something happened to where this knife was lunged in him through the entry wounds that they found, whatever. They were saying that basically, it couldn't have happened by someone throwing it. Someone had to actually put some force into this and, push it through, buddy. And after the autopsy revealed that, she later recanted her story and said that it was self-defense. And I'm guessing that they had proof of this physical abuse that was going on that the man was doing to her. And ultimately it led to her only getting 6 years because they considered the domestic violence that was going on with her and him to be, crucial evidence in the case. And hey, man, it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, but not saying I completely trust, the court system and what they got going on, but like for the most part, bro, they go off the evidence that they have now. Can the evidence be wrong? Sometimes, yeah, it can. In this case, we don't know. We only have the evidence that they went off of. I can't imagine that someone would be in something like that, and after they did what they did, where unfortunately, this man ended up dying. You would think that the whole thing would be self-defense, not I threw a knife at him. It's like no. We got into this argument, whatever, we said this, we said that, and then, I picked up this knife and I did XYZ, you feel me? And, hey, not to say she right or wrong, but if something was going on like that to where he was putting his hands on her, hey, it's one of them things where you have to defend yourself. If it's one of those things where she's lying about it, which is kind of like where I kind of see it, because I just can't see you not saying that, hey, no, I just stabbed him because, hey, at the end of the day, he was beating me, you feel me? Unless, she just scared, thinking that she gonna go to jail, whatever, and she can get away with this lie. Hey, a lot of things can be true. I do not know. All I know is how I feel about the situation. That was somebody's son, that was somebody's brother, you feel me? Kinfolk did not deserve to die, no matter how egregious the things that he did were. You feel me? Hey, he didn't deserve to die. Let him stand his day in court. Call the police on him. You feel me? And then that goes into another thing that we talking about. Don't sit around here and be around people that are doing those type of things, and that'll put you in a predicament to where you fighting for your life because you took a life. Like if you can walk away from a situation, I advise you to do that, because there's no good ending of a story where you're always fighting with an individual. Like something bad is eventually going to happen, especially like when this fighting has led to physical violence. So Yeah, she got sentenced to 6 years. She's already done 4, so she would be out in 2, and she would have probation for 5. Crazy dynamic, and I know a lot of y'all be out here talking about this because she white, but I think this more got something to do with more of her being a woman. You feel me? And a lot of times people, show a lot of sympathy for women when it comes to domestic violence. You feel me? So, hey, while I don't agree with the sentencing, I think she should have got a longer sentence. We done seen people get caught with drugs, do more time. She took a life, you feel me? There's no reason for you to ever take a life unless you're actually defending yourself. And if you're not leading with self-defense and then later on try and lead with self-defense, I feel like, that should be thrown out the window. So y'all get down in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this situation, man. And guess what I'm going to do till then, man? Holla.